Hello everybody. What we'll learn in this course is basically UI, UX and graphic design using Figma. So Figma is a tool for making great prototypes, great UI and UX, and we'll talk about what's a Figma in the next video. But once you complete this course, you'll be comfortable using Figma, and if you're a developer, if you're a designer, you'll be using it very easily, fluently. So make sure you follow all the videos and do whatever I'm doing. And at the end of the course, I have an assignment for you. So make sure you do that as well. And once you complete the all, you'll be a Figma master, basically. So see you in the course. Before getting started with the Figma, we should discuss what's Figma and why do we need that. There are tons of other tools out there like Sketch, Adobe XD, and Figma is one of those. Well, Figma has some advantages to point out, so I will do that now. Okay, the Figma is a tool that helps designers and developers to build up the projects online in a collaborative way and without needing a high parameter computer. Okay, let's point out them in specific manner. So why Figma? Figma is cloud-based, so you don't need a Mac or high parameter computer in your home. You just need a good internet connection and just a laptop. Okay, you can go right away in the cloud and design, develop there. Okay, that's easy and that's fast. The second is it's collaborative. By collaborative, I mean teams can work on the same file and you can just see them while they're developing, drag and dropping, and adding comments. So that's a really good environment to work. And you can even define how collaborative are you. You're just a team or you're just you. So that's easy to configure. The third one is Figma is for design, prototyping and the code. It's not just a tool for designing, just the prototyping, just the code. It's replacing three. Okay, you can design and you can prototype there, and you can even see codes for design, CSS, iOS and Android codes. We will touch them in next videos. So the first one is Figma is plugin based, so there are a lot of plugins there you can download and use for faster and better results. You can even develop your own plugin to use in the Figma. To get started with the Figma, I suggest you to go to figma.com. Okay, and it's a free tool. You can just sign up, but you can also purchase a pro subscription as well. It has its own advantages, but I'm using the free version here. Okay, you can sign up, then log in. Here I've already an account, so I've logged in here. So that's the screen showing once you logged in successfully. So in the next video we'll talk about how to get started with this screen. So now we'll get started with the Figma and learn the starter screen first. So let's get into that. So we are in the screen we have left in the last video. So you can see the left panel here. So let's get started with here. We have a profile first. You can click on that and change your details here. You have, if you are in a team, you have a Teams tab here. So you have everything that you are sharing with the team. So you have a notifications bar here. You can click and see all the notifications here. Alright, then we have a search bar here where we can search files, projects or peoples. So, and you can just filter them in a different manners. We have recent tab here, which is showing all the recent files we are working on. It's also can be changed. The view also can be changed here. You can create new file here or import a new file from the your computer. Okay, here you can also sort for different manners as well. So we have plugins tab as well, which we can download plugins from different people. Okay, for example this one, you can click and install and use that. it shows why what this plugin is doing, and so you can also develop your own plugin and push it here, and you can use that in your projects. We have draft here, which is showing draft projects, which is not shared. Okay, you can add draft as well. You can upgrade here, and themes are showing over here. Okay, on the right side in the drafts, we can see deleted projects and drafts here as well. So in this video, we'll learn how to create a file and how to add frame to that file. So without more words, let's get into it. Okay, here we should go to, or in the screen, we can just click in the right hand side, or in the recents, we can also click here for creating a new file. Okay, let's wait it to be created. You can see it's very fast. You can add the file name here. Okay, you can call it whatever you want. Okay, I'll just add dummies words here. So let's first start with adding frame to our project. So for that, we have different sections here, which is the top section, which is the menu, the left section, which is layers and assets. We'll talk about them also, and the right one, which is changing depending on the tools we are choosing from here. Okay, after you finished, you can share and play and etc. We'll talk about them in the future videos. So the first thing we should do, come up here. We have tools here, region tools, called region tools. So we can add frame and slice here. You can just click F as well to add a frame. You can choose a custom frame here, with a custom let's say size, or you can also choose there from right side specific devices. I'll choose a desktop. Okay, I'm gonna choose this one. As you can see, the frame is created. You can see the name here, and you can change the name as well. Okay, for example, home page. Okay, so on the right side, you can see the frame can be both portrait and landscape. Okay, and you can change the it's not working here, but you will see what is this for and what is this for. It's actually working here. It's just, as you can see, rotating the things, but we cannot change the frame radius. That's why it's not, you cannot see here. Let me just make it 1000. You can see it's for radius or the frame. Okay, corner radius, let's say. So we have here X and Y and width and height. X and Y for position of the frame. Okay, you can change and see that. We have also width, which is changing the width, and we can also change the height of the frame we have here. Okay, I'll set the radius to 0 and rotation to 0 as well. Alright, that's all cool. So we have a constraint here. For example, I'm gonna add this constraint. It's for example, I'm just we don't have anything inside yet, that's why we cannot see that. For example, I'm changing the Y value. Okay, you can see here, or I'm changing the height. While changing the height of the artboard, or it's not an artboard, it's called an artboard in Photoshop and Illustrator, but it's frame here. Try to remember that. Okay, while I want to change the height of the frame, the width is also changing, as you can see from here, because of that constraint. Okay, I'm turning that off and changing the height. As you can see, only height is changing. Okay, I hope you understand this part. Okay, going down, we can see layout here. So layout can be horizontal or vertical. I'm choosing the horizontal for now, because our website will be horizontal one. Alright, okay, I'm gonna delete this. So one of the important parts and useful parts is layout grid. I'm gonna add one grid here. So as you can see, grid is added. You can just click here to increase the grid size. I will set it. You can hold shift and increase it. Okay, you can see the grid is increasing. You can set the grid color to different color. Okay, and opacity as well. Okay, and we'll have different other options here. I can also hide and show grid or delete it. Okay, rather than grid, we have columns and rows here. I can click the rows, one of my favorite ones. Okay, so there's a column count here. You can set whatever you want, 4, 3, whatever you want. You can set the color of the column. Here we have a type of that, which is left, right, center, and stretch. As you can see, stretch. Okay, we have its auto here, set it automatically. We have a margin here, which adds the margin from left and right. Okay, we have gutter, the down. What's that for? It's adding the space between the columns. As you can see here, I'm gonna make it 20. Alright, that's all about the columns. We have rows as well. It's the same with the columns. I'll just use columns here. Okay, so down below we have layers. You can set different options here. We'll learn about them while we're adding shapes and etc. We cannot see the effects of these for now. Okay, that's why I'm gonna just make it pass through. Right, so we have a fill tab here. We'll talk about the fill tab, but I just wanna show you the color here, so that we can change the color. We'll see other options in the future videos. So we have a stroke here as well, which we can add stroke to the objects and frames. So I'm gonna add one stroke and make it a little bit, okay, and its width to 30. Or it can be inside, outside, or centered. Okay, I'll make it centered. Alright, here we have different other options: round, square, line arrow, and triangle arrow. We have also join types. You can see it's changing from here. Alright, we have dashes as well. For example, I want to add dash of 3. You can see it's dashed now. It can be 1 as well. Okay, it can be 10. You can see it's changing, and we have an angle of meter angle. Okay, you can change and see its effect as well. Alright, down below we have effects as well: drop shadow, layer blue, and etc. It's now showing at the moment because I should add some other shapes here to see that. Okay, we'll see that in the future videos. And the last one, we have an export option. We can export single assets. For example, this layer or this let's say frame as a PNG or other types, and 1, 2, 3, 4 axis as well. We can add suffix, and okay, you can see preview down below as well. That's all about the frames. Okay, I hope you understand. It's very easy and straightforward. So in this video we'll discuss about placing images and the fill options in the Figma. Okay, let's get into that. Before learning the place options, place image and filling options, I want to show you one website here, which is Undraw, which is an open source project which is providing us with the illustrations for the websites. There are great illustrations here thanks to Undraw team. Okay, we can just come up here and choose one of them. Okay, let me just go down and choose the better one here. Alright, I want to show this one here. Okay, I will click on that. You can download SVG for your project and download PNG as well. Let's download PNG, and I want to also download the SVG. Okay, So coming up here, I just wanna close stroke here. I'm going to delete that. Okay, the rest is shown very good. All right, that's cool. So what I'm gonna do, click here and file, and I will say place image. Okay, you can also do in a different way. I will touch that in a future videos. Okay, I will choose this one. You can see it's here now, but it's not in the frame yet. So I will choose a place to add that. I will choose here. All right, so you can choose the space or the size here. All right, okay, as you can see it's added. For example, I want to make it down or make the width less. As you can see, it's not shrinking down, it's just hiding the content. Okay, same applies for height. It's just going down and just keeping its fixed size. Okay, we can have different other options here. We'll talk about these. Okay, first on the right hand side we have different other options I want to talk about. First is here, which is alignment. So we have different options for alignment. Align left, which is aligning to the left side, center and right. Okay, let me just change the frame column color. I want to make it this color. Okay, because this color and this color was similar, so that was a problem for me, for my eyes. Okay, all right, make it back. Here we have align top and vertical align center and bottom. Okay, I want to align center and right. Okay, align this way. All right, that seems cool. So we have discussed these parts. We have a constraints parts here. So why do we need that? We have now constraint to the top and left. As you can see, I want to make constraint to both sides. Okay, we can also make the position fixed while we are scrolling down. Okay, it's fixed now, or you can just unclick it. You shouldn't be seeing any difference for now. I'll touch these in the future videos. Alright, we have discussed this part. So the fill part is the place we should talk about. So we are filling this object here with the image, but there are other options as well, which is solid color. You can choose any color here. There's a liner gradient as well. You can add as many as colors you want, and you can make any gradient colors here. For example, this color is, for example, different. Okay, like this. You can also drag this from here and change the gradient direction. All right, that's really fun and seems beautiful. Okay, we have a radial gradient as well, which is starting from the center and spreading through the radius. We have an angular, depending on the angle. We have a diamond here in a diamond type, and we have image as well. Okay, I wanna again place the image here because the image is not here, it's showing this dummy thing. You can come up here and say choose image, and I'll choose the same image again. Okay, there are some options in the image. Okay, fill, fit, crop and tile. Fill is filling the whole object, but there's a fit as well. Let me just choose that. It's fitting the size. Okay, as you can see, it's fitting the size without hiding the whole content, but fill was filling the whole content and it was hiding, as you can see. There are also crop option here, which is for cropping the image. For example, this part of the image is needed, you can crop and click enter, and now it is scalable, it's not just hiding. Also, as you can see, while resizing it, it's stretching. You can click the shift and you can just hold it down. You can see it's nicely resizing now. Okay, I will hit the Ctrl Z to make it back. Okay, you can just click on that and you'll see the option again. So here, for example, in the fill, you just choose this. Okay, you can again click on that and change that, right? Or you just cropped the image in this size and you clicked enter. You can also click on that and change the cropped area. Okay, I'll again hit the Ctrl Z button combination actually, and I'll click and make it fill or fit. Fit is better. Okay, there's a rotate button here. You can click and rotate the image from different directions. Down below we have different options, like in the Photoshop you can add exposure, contrast, saturation, temperature, highlights, shadows, and etc. here, and play around in the images. So I will not use any of them for now. Okay, that's all about the image and fill option. I'll just make it centered here and like this. All right, that seems cool. So in this video we'll discuss about the shape tools and its usage in the Figma. So let's get into that. So in the above we have a menu. Okay, we have talked about the frame here, and the next is the shape tool. You can just click on that, you'll see different shapes coming out, and there are shortcuts on the right side. So there are different shapes here: rectangle, line, arrow, ellipse, polygon, star, and place image. We have used place image, so let's get started with the triangle. I will use all of them to make sure you understand. You can hold shift to just adjust it, okay, in the right way. Okay, we have arrow as well here. There's an arrow here, you can see. All right, okay, so I'll draw it again with this one. And we have ellipse. So while you're drawing it, hold shift. Okay, make sure you hold that, or you just end up with not the good size, an ugly size. All right, and we have a polygon here. Okay, we have star here, and place image. We have used that. Okay, clicking on that, there's a right panel here. Everything is the same like in the place image. I can change the color. You can just do whatever you want here. Add stroke, effects, and export options, and constraints, and etc. So I'll resize to that rectangle. Okay, and close this one. Here you can see there's a radius here. You can just make it like this, clicking down. Okay, or you can just do that from this panel. Okay, you can also what you can do, all right, you can hold the alt button and you can just, or you click here and hold alt button, and you'll see only one side is getting changed. Same here, you can click here and all right, the same, and here as well. Okay, let's make it done. All right, I'll say Control Z to make it back. All right, so I want to create a button here. So you can just come up here, you can see that you can scale from any size. Okay, that's cool. You can also come these corners and you can see you can rotate that. You can just hold the shift, you'll see how it is easy to make that. Okay, I will create a button here. I'll make the button like this, and alright, like that. So I will choose a color. The color will be the same as here, so I will use this one, eyedropper, to take that. Click here and choose this. Okay, I'll close that. Okay, I'll go here, it's a solid. Okay, everything is cool here. All right, I'll delete all this. I don't need any of them. Okay, I'll delete them. I'll just make it a little bit smaller. Okay, it's good to be here or somewhere here. Okay, it's good to be here. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you learned about the shape tools and how to use and where to use them. So in this video we'll discuss about the text tools, how to add text and how to change the font size and etc. in this video. So let's get into that. So in the last video we have added the button here, but we didn't just add text into that. So we, in the top panel, we have a T text tool here. So you can come up and choose the size here, the place here. So, and you can add your text here. Learn more. Okay, or learn more. Okay, like this. So on the right side we have text-based options here. So it's the fonts that have in the Figma. Okay, we have regular, medium, bold, and other options here as well. Where did that go? All right, it's here. So text size, and it's just line height. It's the spacing between the letters and the lines, or we have a paragraphs, the space between paragraphs. We have also the width and height and this fixed size. For example, we can make it auto height. Whenever the text is just going to be down, the height is going to be automatic. We can make it automatic width as well. All right, that's the cool and the best one. I'm using usually that one. We can make it like this, center, right and left. As our we set auto width, it's now showing here. I'm gonna say automatic or fixed size. I'll use that here, and this is the size I'm gonna use. So I'll make it centered. Okay, and I'll make the height to be automatic only. The width should be the fixed. All right, so what else we have? Different other details here, decorations and etc. So the case of the text we have written here. All right, and different other options here you can check. I'll change its color to the white. Okay, and make it down, centered. You can see the red lines, and to center it better, I'll change its size, text size as well, to 17 or 18 is good, I guess. You can center it again. Okay, let's see what are other font options here. You can choose. Quicksand is another better one to choose. I'm gonna use that and make it the size 20. So that seems a little bit good. So you can choose both of them like that and click Ctrl G to make them group. Okay, you can see on the left side it's a group. We'll talk about the layers in the following videos. Okay, let's just go a little bit like this. Okay, I'll just a little bit make that okay like this. As it's the group, it has a constraint. The learn more is on the center always. Okay, you can ungroup them with Ctrl Shift G and you can center whenever you want. Okay, I'll make it a little bit like this and I'll choose the text and center it, and again I'll make them group. That's all about the text here. I hope you understand how to add text and change. So in this video we'll talk about the layers and assets in the Figma and how to use them for better performance. So let's get into that. So in the last video we have created a button here. Okay, I'm gonna create the second button on the right hand side of that. Alright, I'll change it a little bit, and so I'll change this text to say shop now. Alright, and this text is to learn more, but I'll change the background color of that. So you can choose in the group, for example, you click one and click once again and you'll choose the rectangle you can see from here, and I'll make it not filled, but I'll add stroke to that, but stroke color should be the same color with this. Okay, I'll choose again the text and I'll add the color of, let me choose this color. Alright, that seems better. I'll increase the stroke here. Let me just make it 2. Alright, that seems pretty wow. Okay, let's increase the image size as well here. It seems better now. Okay, you can now choose both and make it there a little bit smaller. Okay, we have 2 buttons now. These buttons can be used anywhere down in the website, so it's better to make them an asset so we can use anywhere else in the down without creating it from the scratch again. So let's look at the layers now. So we have a home page here, the frame. We can make it as, think this as a page or as a section in the website. So making it down, we can see the groups or the objects in this layer. So if we can also drop down the groups and see the elements in the groups, we can make them locked, not to move and not to change, and or hide them. Okay, so we can ungroup them as well from here. Okay, all right, we can also lock the groups. As you can see, we cannot make it change. All right, hiding is working as well. We can change the group names. For example, I'll say white or stroke button. Okay, and down below I'll say blue button. Naming the things, objects like this will make your job easier while you're working. Okay, I can choose any asset here or object here and right click that, and I can create a component out of that for reusability. Reusability is when you want to reuse the elements in the future. Okay, I'm gonna create a component. So coming to the assets, I can see I have a component in the home page. This one, blue button. I'll make this as a component as well. Let's do that. Alright, as you can see, oh, I chose the wrong one because I have locked this, I guess. Let me go to layers, and okay, all is okay. I will choose this, right click and create component. From the assets I can see that stroke button and blue button is both here, so whenever I want to use that, I will just drag that and drop that. Okay, you can use that, drag that and drop, okay, like this. Okay, you can see it's very useful. You can see in this way as well, you can search for that, and there's a libraries, also you can create any libraries, UI libraries as well. Okay, that's very useful. You can change the order of the elements as well here, that's very useful again. So I will say this as a illustration. Okay, naming things like this is very useful for you and make your job very easy in the future as well. Okay, so the Figma has an option to see the codes of the objects that we have created, so we'll discuss about that, about the finding CSS, iOS and Android codes in the Figma. So let's get into that. Before seeing the codes, I want to create a text here, so it will seem a little bit prettier. So I'll go to layers, so I'll add a text here. Let me just add text like this in this size. Welcome to Figma, I will say. Okay, I'll make it left aligned. I'll increase its size to 50 or even 60 is better. Okay, I'll increase its size. Alright, the color is, let me see, this color is better. Okay, alright, I'll make it bolder as well. So here I'll choose the bold version of that. I'll come here and add this here. Okay, I'll add the next text. Alright, so the size should be 16. The color is not completely black, a little bit, okay, gray. Okay, I'll add lorem ipsum text here. So here we should install a plugin instead of copying the text. So I'm gonna go to plugins and manage plugins. Here I'll browse all the plugins. Here you can click plugins and browse all plugins. I'll search for lorem. Okay, I'll just install, you can install any of this. I'll install the first one. Okay, you can come up the Figma and here you can click plugins and lorem ipsum. Here you can choose any other options and I will say generate. Okay, it will generate a dummy text. You can copy and add that one more time, or just one text is enough here. Okay, I'll make it size like that, so I will just increase its font size a little bit like this, or 20 is pretty cool here. Okay, that seems pretty fine to me. I can just make it a little bit aligned and that seems perfectly fine. Okay, you can change the color a little bit like this as well. That seems pretty fine. Alright, it's done. I want to see the code of this button. Okay, on the right side we have design, prototype and code. You can click the code and you can see the CSS code here and all the positions. It's not recommended to use exact code, but you can get some insights from here. or you can just click this one and see the constraint, etc. Also, for example, if you want to use this in the iOS, you can click here and code. It's also not recommended to use exact code, but you can get some insights as well. Android, the same thing applies here. It's for any component in the page we have. For example, this component, you can see CSS code, and this as well, and this as well. All right. I hope you understand about the codes and the things we have done in this video. So stay tuned for the next video. So in this video, we'll discuss about the pen and pencil tool. When you want to create an illustration on Figma, you should definitely use pen tool. So let's get into that. Okay, so in order to use the pen tool, we should click on the about the pen, where we have a pencil here. You can click and see it's showing up here. So I want to do like this. Okay, when you click a point, it's a point. Okay, you just click and you just finished. Okay, and you click another point, but you do not release the button. Click and hold. Okay, clicking and holding, you can go up and down. You can see it's a little bit oval now. You can change in different directions. These lines here, you can see they means how rotatable, how to say circle it is. Okay, the angle, I mean. All right, you can also again click here and continue, or you just don't click and continue like this. Okay, getting used to pen tool takes some time. Okay, just click pen tool and try to using it. So I will show you one example here. I will import one image or add one image here, but in the next videos we'll learn about more in importing and exporting the things. So I'll quickly add that. From the downloads, I'm gonna import this image to Figma. Okay, so I'll make it a little bit down and I'll make it outside. So from here on the right side, I will just decrease its opacity. Okay, like this. It's a 30%. I will lock it. Okay, now it's not editable, so now I can work with a pen tool. So the main idea here is you can just draw with your hands and add to the Figma and work on that, make it digital. Okay, I will click here and start from here. Okay, you can click here and here, do not release, and just make like this. Okay, you can click to that. Again, the same thing here, like that. Okay, the same thing here, like that. Here is easy. I'm not doing perfect, but I just want to show you how it works. All right. Alright, it's all okay now. Okay, for example, you have some error here like I had. This one, you can click the point and from this panel you can just change its direction. Alright, this is a painting. We'll talk about that. For example, let's down this. I have this here. Okay, I'm clicking on that and painting. Okay, I just want this part, the inside part to be deleted. Okay, I use this tool. All right, the pencil tool is similar. you can use the pencil tool as well, but it's not the point based. You can just draw and it just makes it a little bit perfect. You can draw and makes it a little perfect like this. Okay, pen tool is mostly for the designers who has a vacuum like tablets, so, and digital pens. So with the mouse it's hard to draw with the pen tool, and you can delete that. Alright, I'm gonna delete this as well. So that's all about the pen tool. I hope you understand. It takes time to get used to the pen tool, so practice a lot and you'll be okay once you practice a lot. So in this video we'll learn how to save, import and export assets and different other things like the project itself and the frame in the Figma. So let's get into that. So the export is very easy to do. For example, you want to export the whole, you can just click the frame and going down there's an export option here saying export homepage. You can export PNG, JPEG, SVG and PDF as well. Okay, you can change the size as well. Here I want to export the same size as the board or frame is, so you can see the preview here. Okay, then click export the homepage. You can see it's exported and works really fine. Okay, for example, you want to export just this button. Okay, just click that button, going down you'll see export option again, and you can export only that button as well, like this. Okay, sometimes it's useful to do in this way. Okay, coming to the saving, you can just go to the file and save as a Figma file. Okay, whenever you want to continue, you can just continue from this file. Whenever you're working, it's saving to the cloud, but sometimes you have a slow internet connection or your internet connection gone and your changes could be lost, so it's really recommended to save in the really important checkpoints. Alright, so coming to the importing part, the Figma has the feature to import from the sketch, and creating just a new file. So you have an SVG file, you want to import that here. It's very easy as well. If you remember, we have downloaded one SVG today. This one I want just import that. You can just drag that and drop here. As you can see, it's import. Okay, it's that easy to import things to the Figma, or assets, single assets. Okay, you now know how to save it. You can also save the versions. For example, you can just type the checkpoint here, the home page version. You can describe what's changed and save it. After, you can also see the version history. As you can see what's changed, you can see here, clicking, you can see the version that's changed as well. You can also delete that version. Okay, the version is automatically saved once you're doing in a 3, 4, 5 minutes, but you can also save that manually as well from here. So export options, we talked about that. That's easy. So we have downloaded the Figma file from here. Let's do that again. Save the fig. Alright, you can go to figma.com again from here, and you can just drop that the file with the fig here, and you can see it's imported here. Click down and you can start working on that as well. So in this video we'll discuss about the view menu and how it works. So let's get into that. There are a couple of things that we should use in a view menu. So clicking this menu button, you can go down and see the view menu is opening here. So there are some options in the first panel, which is about the view of the workstation. For example, you can click rulers. You'll see the rulers here. For example, it helps when you want, for example, the exact place to put the objects. For example, it's like this, and I want to add something here as well. This here should be the same. This here, you can use rulers in this way, and as well you can also do like this. You can make these buttons down like this, and you make it bigger like this. All right. Okay, rollers are very helpful in these situations, and also you can do like this. You can make this like, all right. You can see the rules are very helpful. There's also vertical rulers. Okay, you can make this button like this. All right, as you can see, it's now better. Alignments are better. So you can click view and hide rulers now. There are other options here as well, like outlines. You'll see the outlines of the website or the design. You can also click that again, and it will be hiding. There's also mask and mask outlines, frame outlines, which is showing currently. You can see that it's now not showing. Okay, and okay, resources to use. It shows how it's going on and how which resources it's using from the cloud. I will just make it hidden. All right, in the second we have show and hide UI, layers panel, and multiple cursors. It's when it's used when there's a theme and multiple cursors around. You can show and hide that. Showing and hiding UI, it's for that. You can see there's no UI now. You can click right and make it back. Also, it's possible to hide here and make it back again. Okay, all right. So there's a zoom in, zoom out, zoom to fit, and etc. How it is working. The mini is for zooming in. It's also working with Control plus, and Control minus is for zooming out. There's a Control 0, which is zooming 100. There's a Shift 0 as well, works the same. And let me see what else. There's a Shift 1, which is fitting the full screen. And there's a zoom to selection, for example, this one. I'm gonna zoom to selection. Shift 2 is working. Okay. Okay, for example, you wanna zoom here, Shift 2 is working. All right, what else? Okay, these are not useful. I want to also show you Control Z and Control Y. Control D is when you want to back. For example, you just mistakenly did this way. Control D make it back, and Control Y goes makes again back. What that means, for example, I just want to make it back, okay, but now I want to redo that. Redo, undo, redo, undo. Control Y is redo, Control Z is undo. Okay, that's perfectly working. Okay, there's also a hand tool here, which is for going around. It's also working with a space here. For example, here I'm gonna clicking space. You can see hand is appearing. Okay, that's working also fine. So that's all for view panel. I hope you understand. It's the details of the view panel you'll get used to once you're working. The shortcuts will be very easy for you. So in this video we'll learn how to prototype in Figma. So prototyping is whenever you have an actions in your web application or mobile application. So when you have some animations and etc, not a real code but just a prototype with a design. So Figma gives this opportunity to the people. Okay, you will learn different kind of actions, triggers and etc in this video. So you'll get comfortable prototyping your product, so it will be very easy for you to go. So let's get into it. First of all, I'm gonna create a menu bar here. So for that I will choose rectangle and I will just do like this. Okay, coming up here, so I'll draw 3 bars here. So it will be, its color will be black, so let's choose black color here. Okay, okay, that's all right. So I will just add to that a little bit, okay, roundness. I'll copy that and one more time. All right, it's good. Hamburger menu, so I'll just make it a little bit, okay, like this. That seems perfect for me. So I will just group it. So I'll make its color a little bit lighter and put this here. Okay, I'll make its size a little bit. Okay, so let's make it a little bit down and this one up. So that's perfect now. Oh, okay. So here what I'm gonna achieve is, so when we click this icon there should be some menu opened. So I'll be doing that. So for that we should copy this frame. We can copy from here or just Control C, Control V, we can do that, or you can just click this part and hold Alt button and Shift for a better experience, and you can just release your hand, it will be copied. So I will call it homepage navbar open. Okay, coming here I will just remove this, so I'll have a new thing here. All right, it will be a side navbar, so that's why we're gonna make it. So let's first of all remove this columns here. So this column grid should be removed. Okay, so I'll make its color a little bit okay, not white, not completely white, but like this. All right, that seems perfect. So I'll add a drop shadow to that. We do it from the effects. Okay, I click plus and just increase the blur. All right, that seems perfectly fine. I will add, so let's make it a little bit, okay, like this. I'll make it back. So I'll add home and increase its font size to 36. Okay, that seems perfectly fine. I'll add about here, or just we can do like this. I'm gonna add down below that about theme and contact. Okay, that's perfect. So I will just make it, alright, it's aligned center, or we can just do like this. Okay, I'll make it centered, and I will add, let me see, okay, we have here this one. I will increase it. Okay, that's cool. So I'll make it centered, and I'll make it alright like this. Okay, centered as well. That's perfect. Let's just one more thing, change its color to this color. Okay, I'll make it group. Okay, I'll call it navbar, site navbar. I'll make it back here. Okay, when we click this, it should be like this. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I will go this section. Here we can choose devices. For example, our devices for prototype showing. I'll not use any custom device here. This size is pretty okay for me. But of course, if you want, you can choose. You can here choose the color of the device as well, starting frame, where to start, and etc. Here there are some hints for you. Okay, to start prototyping, I will choose an object. So when we choose an object, this is appearing here, or you can just you see this circle, you can just drag that circle. As you can see, it's starting, and you can make connections to any next frame. So I'll make my next frame navbar open. Okay, you can also do like this. Come here, choose the interaction. So here we choose a couple of interactions. First is on click. Whenever there's a click to this button here, that action will be starting. There's an on drag, hovering, pressing, and etc. other events as well. I will say on click. So the next is the action type. It can be navigating. It will just navigate through. We have open overlay, which is opening that overlay in this frame. There's a swap with, okay, it will be changing with a swap, let's say, effect. There's a smart animation as well. We'll look at that in a minute. Okay, let's just use navigate first. Okay, that's pretty okay. This next one is choosing the frame. You can choose from here, or again, you can choose from here as well. As you can see, it's showing. So after interaction, there's an animation. Okay, here navigating is okay, navigate to. There's an animations. So smart animate happens here. I said here, but it's here, animation part. There's an instant dissolve, move in, move out. I will use instant first, and we'll look at others after this one. Okay, preserve scroll positions. You can check this or not. Then click play. As you can see, background is black, which is the black color from the prototype tab. So you can click anywhere here. You can see there's an hotspots showing. Look at here. You can see it's blue. It means there's an only interaction with this button here. I'm gonna click that. As you can see, the navbar is opening. So let's choose others to see how it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna restart it. You can see it comes with an effect. Okay, dissolve effect. Okay, let's there's a dissolve effect things here. The animation type is an is out. There's a time for animation to finish, and etc. There's a smart animate here, so probably you'll not see anything here happening with the smart animation. I'll show it in a minute. Where can you use it? This one's also are pretty easy and pretty useful. You can see it comes with a slide effect, but it's not useful in our situation. Okay, that's all about this. So let's look at one more thing. For example, smart animation. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, when clicking this, there should open some kind of shape here for testing purpose only. Okay, for this I will just copy. As you can see, if there isn't this sign here, it means this frame has an prototype or action. All right, so I will just copy this and paste down. I'll just get rid of this action here. Okay, action is deleted. So what I will do here, I will just make this let's just ungroup this. All right, I will ungroup this. There should be, okay, this is a group. Okay, this is a group. I will add one more button here, not to just confuse this. I will create another button here. Okay, then I will just make like this. This is a component we have created, that's why I don't want to delete it. That's why I want to create a new one. So for this, I'll make like this. I'll create a let me see, ellipse here. Okay, okay, this ellipse should be in red color. Okay, I'll add question mark to that, make it 40. Okay, like this. Make its color white. That's perfect. Okay, so I'll put this here. Okay, so in the next action I will copy exact same and I will just make it like this. You'll see why. We will have some words on that. Let's use Lorem Ipsum plugin here. Okay, just like that. I'll create this and generate here. Okay. That's all right. So I will just do like this. I'll delete some of the words here. Just this is enough. And I will place that here with, okay, color of white. Make it the upper. I'll just make it like this. Send it backward. Should be in a home page. Let's call this home page Smart Animate. Okay, and drag this and drop here. Okay, and like this. Okay, that's cool. Okay, then we'll make it centered and just drag like this. Okay, when we click this, this should be opened in a smart way. Let's look at that in a prototype tab. So I'll click that and drag and drop here. So it should be on click, navigate to homepage, smart animate. It should be smart animate. Okay, let's see that. I'll start this. Okay, down below we have this. You see that animation coming? Let's start again. We have this, and when we click that, it's smartly animated and in this way. When can you use smart animation? If you have same object in both frames and they are different, Figma tries to find the difference between them and animate from the case 1 or state 1 to the state 2. As you can see, this one here, let me go to this part. This one here is ellipse 1 and this one here is also ellipse 1. They are same object, okay? Their name is same. That's why when animating, it's a state 1 and this is state 2. You can use this in a lot of ways. For example, there's a photo and you click and you make it full width, or some fancy animations can be done with this way. Okay, have fun, go around and see what can you do with the prototype, because there are a lot of things you can do with the prototype and prototype your products. So that's very easy to use and very fun. I hope you learned what's prototype and how to use in this video, and go ahead and do your. In this video, learn how to create styles for our project. For example, we have created a color for whole the project. Each button should be in this color. So in the middle of the project, we decided to change the color. We should go ahead and change each and every color, but when create a style, we can just change the style and all the colors will be changed. So that's easy to use and very useful. So let's discuss how can we create the styles in the Figma. Okay, here we have the same colors like these and these all. So how do we create a style? For this, we go to design. Okay, here for example, I'll create one ellipse here. So, and I'll have its color to be this color. Okay, clicking on that ellipse, there is this button here, actually this button. So here there's a plus button, create a style. Okay, I'll create one style called let's say, I'll say Figma basics. I'll call it like this. Okay, as you can see, we have Figma basic style here. So whenever I want to use that, I can just, for example, in this button, I want to use Figma basic style. Here, coming up here, I can choose that style, and here as well, I can choose that style. Oh, not like this. Okay. Okay, in the halfway, I changed my mind, so I will go to edit style, and here I can change the style. As you can see, when changing one style, all the styles are changing at the same time. Isn't that cool? I guess it is. So let's just go back here. So that's how styles work. Beside color styles, we have also text styles as well. So we can create any kind of text style like this. For example, coming here in the text, you see this button here. You can click to that and you can add new style heading, I will say, and create that. So whenever, for example, coming here, I will choose that style. Okay, coming here, I will choose that style as well in the text. Okay, for example, in the halfway again, I changed my mind, so I changed the font. Okay, you can see all of these are changing at the same time. All right, it's all about the styles. It's very useful for big projects, so I Hope you learned how to use that and you will use that in your projects. So in this video we'll make our design responsive. So for that we'll use constraints, and let's do this. Okay, currently when we just scale this, as you can see, it's not responsive. Okay, we'll try to make it a little bit responsive, and you'll see some conceptions here. So when we create an element, it is creating with a constraint. So the default constraint for any element is top and left. Okay, that means when the frame is getting shorter and shorter, it should be only constrained to the top and left. As you can see, it's not changing its position. Okay, we can change that, for example, clicking to this and making it centered. So let's try now. As you can see, the constraint is changed and it's getting changing its positions as well. Okay, for example, we can change constraint for this, for all. We can make this centered and top, let's say, and while we change it, it will be same as well. Okay, for example, we should also create each desktop application's mobile version. For that we should create a new frame here from this and to this, and here we should create, for example, iPhone 8. You should design everything here as well. For example, you should copy this and this and paste it here. Okay, here as you can see, if we scale it, it's not scaling in the size, so we can use scale tool in this. Okay, you can click this and scale the whole frame, not frame, the object actually. All right, and set let's make this centered and set the whole. Let's just group this and make the constraint centered. Okay, whenever this is just changing, it doesn't change its place. Okay, always make sure the constraints are right. There is also fixed position when scrolling thing here. What does that mean? I'll make that clear for you. For example, let's just create a new navbar here. Okay, I'll create a new navbar here, and I'll say logo, and I'll add that logo here. Okay, I'll make it group. So here I should make it centered and okay, like this, and I'll say fixed position when scrolling. Okay, in order to scroll, I'll make the height a little bit big, and I'll say open. Okay, let's wait it. Not this one actually, I want this one. Okay, let's test it. For this, I'll get rid of other frames to just show you only that one. Okay, let's play it. Okay, so as you can see, the header is now fixed while we are just scrolling down. Okay, that's another option that Figma makes for us. So that's all about the constraints. You can make use of the constraints in everywhere in a responsive design. So make some experiments, so practice it, you'll get comfortable. Okay, cool, you learned the Figma, you have a skill of UI UX now. So our next step is practicing. Okay, So you have an assignment of redesigning Udemy. By that, what I mean, I will show you this in a minute. You literally need to redesign Udemy this page. Only this page is enough because it can take a little bit time to design the whole, but it's okay to only design this part. Okay, do as much as functionality you want. For example, this one can be one, and other things can be the functionalities. So once you're done with the redesigning, you should post it in your social media. For example, it can be Instagram, Facebook, it can be LinkedIn, and you should mention me there. Why? Because you should spread your new skill with me, and I'll be very happy once I'm seeing you can do some UI UX and you can get knowledge from this course. So it's an old design of the Udemy, so you should use your own imagination to add shadows. You can change colors, just use the logo here, but you can change everything else here. Okay, I believe in you. Use your own imagination. So let's do this. Here is my social media accounts. So in the Facebook, you can find me through this name, and in LinkedIn, you can find with this name, and Instagram, you can type ilkin.dev and you'll find me. And I'll be very happy if you mention me, and I will see your progress, and I'll get motivated and create new courses. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the social media. Congratulations, you made it to the end. Now you're a Figma master, so you can go ahead and develop any website UI or application UI. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the course, and keep your good work up always. Thanks again.